So it's AOC. She's the real president.
And people like her. Yeah.
I think she could, I think she'll end up, I wonder if she'll end up as like a speaker position or if she'll actually be a prominent front runner for the Democrats in the future.
Maybe, you know, if it were up to people, you know, the public, she might have some appeal in there. I think the other members of Congress don't like her.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they take her seriously.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Why is that?
She's obviously, you know, she's a show off. She's a showboat. She says stuff to get attention all the time. She looks silly all the time. You know, I think there are, this is an unpopular opinion, but there are members of Congress who are quite serious people and are big on policy and are big thinkers. There are. And there are some who are clowns, and AOC is one of those.
Right. Didn't she immediately ask for a pay raise as soon as she started? I don't remember the detail, but
well, there was an effort by Congress to increase their pay, and she was on board with it.
Yeah, I just remember someone being like, "You just got here, you haven't done anything
Right.
yet." Like there was a level of celebrity that came with her candidacy, which she has leveraged well. Right, she has a huge following on social media. She does have a lot of influence over young progressive voters. But I could imagine that in Congress, she's not everyone's favorite to work with.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I guess when you're running for president, it doesn't matter. You're out of Congress. You just don't worry about Congress.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet her because I think she's really popular and hasn't developed the restraint yet. Like you were saying, she says too much sometimes and sounds like a fool. I've been there. Alex, I know, and surrounds herself with a bunch of really good scientists that truly understand 21st century technology, that we could make a better world, that we could reuse the carbon, that we could create a hydrogen-based fuel economy. Like get her involved in those, like really creative, progressive. Like that's the way to progress is towards sustainability in that venue. I think she could be a really valuable asset to the United States and the world.
Yeah, it is interesting because what I'm thinking of now is when she went to the Met Gala in that dress that said "tax the rich," and there were all kinds of. She got there was an ethics inquiry into it because was she gifted this dress? What are the tickets? Things like that. But really, she wore a dress as a slogan that was to catch the attention of her voters. And I think maybe you can answer this better than I can because you've worked on campaigns and you've worked in politics for so long. But I think there are some people who inspire attention. They have a charisma that draws people to them, but it doesn't guarantee that they know what policy should be advocated for, right? The staffing around a candidate is really important.
Certainly, yeah. I think in the case of, I don't know how to psychoanalyze AOC from afar. I've never met her.
But just generally,
but, yeah. I mean, generally speaking, sure, there are some candidates she is very charismatic. She's great. She's perfect for this TikTok age. She's really good at that. She looks good on camera. She's obviously very attractive. I don't think she's stupid. I think she talks a lot about stuff that she doesn't know an awful lot about. That doesn't make her dumb. That makes her a little bit too aggressive in getting into areas where maybe she's not really that familiar with the policy or whatever.
Like ignorance, you would call it sometimes.
Yeah.
In D&D, if you play it, there's charisma and then there's intelligence. They're different. And then there's wisdom, which is another thing. And some people are very charismatic. They're not very intelligent. Some people are intelligent with no wisdom or very low. They don't understand. They know that if this continues, then that will happen, but they don't realize that about the outside. That's the wisdom. And then they have, or
I'll simplify it for you. Knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit, and wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad.
True.
Right.
And then charisma is just getting everyone to eat it no matter what.
There are people who are so well versed in all kinds of issues. They could give you in detail really great plans, but you couldn't put them in front of a rally and have them really get people cheering for this, right?
Right. But you could, for the right crowd, people will go nuts for AOC.
Right.
You put her in front of the right audience and they'll love it. They'll eat it up because she knows how to sell it. She knows how to, when she's comfortable with the talking points, she's really, really, really good. I would never call her stupid. She's an excellent politician.